Hi, I'm Londa Rolfing. I think there's a lost art, and that's ironing. I know things are permapress, but honestly, I would be embarrassed personally to send my husband to work in this shirt. See how it's all crinkly here, the hem. Now this got hung up right after we took it out of permapress in the dryer as well. My mom just ingrained in me that I needed to present myself in a better manner than this. So I thought, well, with everything else on YouTube, I'll talk about ironing. My field is sewing, so I press a lot as I work. And let me talk a little bit about equipment. You need a good iron. For those of us who sew a lot, and I've sold irons, I sell this one, it's the Oliso. You'll see that it has feet. See how it does that? I don't have to set it up like this, although I could take that feature off if I wanted to. I'm just spoiled, and I love this iron. They have stood behind this iron. It lasts me 1 to 2 years, but I expect an awful lot out of an iron. And I just think it's part of running a good household and, of course, of sewing. The surface that I'm using here is kind of special to me, and it's kind of goobery. This was my mom's ironing board. It's a good sturdy one. You can't buy one this good anymore. And this is the ironing surface that she last ironed on. So for as long as it's good, this is the one I'm going to use for my everyday ironing. But when I'm downstairs in my sewing studio, I like this one. It's a heavy cotton duck plain ironing surface. And as one gets all goobery and bad and I can't get it clean because of using fusible interfacings and so forth, it just happens, then I'll go and put another one right on top. You must have a cushiony ironing surface. It can't be just a flimsy little cover without a pad. Actually, I was taught that if you put a wool blanket on your ironing board, cut that shape, and then just keep adding cover after cover, that's really good to have a nice cushy surface. The other thing that I would not recommend is one of those reflective Teflon type ironing surfaces. That's just really going to create too much heat. Personally, I always want good steam, and you need to read in the directions for your iron to know if you should use distilled water or regular tap water. This one asks for just regular tap water, and I think that's a great thing. So let's get ironing to make this shirt look good. My husband is the photographer. So I'm going to start with the collar, and I'm going to start with the right side of the collar up. So do you see, if I put the inside of the shirt here, this is really going to be the outside of the collar. Now do you see how I really have to use my left hand? See how I kind of tug on it? So I'm getting the collar and the collar stand. Now, if I turn it over, I'm going to get in and get this yoke. So I can get the tip of my iron right over there and up into the yoke. Now I'm going to turn my iron around and get over here. Now it's time to do the sleeves. For this video, I'm just doing the short sleeves because that's what's in my hubby's closet right now. So I did the back of that one. It's good enough. And here I happen to be doing the front of this one. That's okay. I'm not making this into rocket science, and really you can do a shirt in just a little over a minute. Now do you see I put it on the end of the board so that I can get this upper chest area of the left front of the shirt. And as I do that, I can get back over this top stitched yoke area. And now I'm going to be pulling this around. Sometimes if this is not a sewn down piece, you've got a loose facing here, you might really need to do the wrong side of it first. Don't need to do that on this one. So I'm going to get a nice firm press down the front. So many guys wear their shirts out, not tucked in anymore, that I think it really looks so much better if you see, look at that. That's not nice looking in my book. See, as I come up here, I can get right up into that yoke area again. Now, all shirts have some kind of pleat in the back. I had a friend once who would actually press those creases all the way down. Let's spit just a little bit. You cannot have steam if you don't have the iron really, really hot, because what's happening is that the water is dripping onto that sole plate inside, and if it's not hot enough to evaporate the water, you're going to have drips. So do you see how I'm just working my way around the body of the shirt? I'm going to get between these buttons. And over here, see, I can get right back into where that sleeve is again. And then to finish it up, I'm now at the right yoke of the shirt. Now, after I show you how nice this one looks, we're going to quickly do a knit shirt. I bet you're rolling your eyes, but here we go. We just always button the top button. And I think you would have to agree that that looks far nicer, doesn't it, dear?
Yes, dear.
All right. And then I'm such a good wife that even this knit shirt doesn't look very nice. And again, it got pulled right out of the dryer. Now, it's not going to take me as long, and this one's better than many, but I'm going to get that collar, and then I'll do the sleeves. He knows if I've done the knit shirts or not, if there's a crease in the top. I know he does. So there's one sleeve. This is a really nice, fine interlock knit. But now to get the body. I'm going to do both layers at once. This tab area, over here along this shoulder, and then just work my way down onto the surface of the body. See how you have to just keep really working with the fabric to hold it up so you don't press creases in where you don't want them. Oh, got a little stain here, dear. But again, the hem is going to end up looking so much nicer. What did you spill, honey bunch? Okay. Maybe that was... that's not a stain. That's just some moisture from something. Okay. So now this one's ready. And again, for the 30 seconds or so that took, I think that shirt's going to look much, much nicer. So get out that iron.